What's up, people? Martin Jack 79 here, and me and the wife literally just got back from seeing Captain Marvel. And let me tell you right off the bat, this is a great movie, my friends. Let's jump into it right now.
Unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my muscles. Hard as nails, it ain't hard to tell. I break them down whether they solid or frail. Unlike the rest, I'm independent since my first breath, first test.
Alright, and welcome back. So let's get into why Captain Marvel is a great movie. I tell you what, man, before I went to go see this movie, I was frequenting all of the Facebook and Instagram Marvel and movie fan groups, and you know, a lot of people was saying that it was let down, it wasn't as good as the Marvel standard usually upholds. And to be completely honest, man, I think they are way off. I had fun with this movie, man. I really enjoyed it. So let's go over some positives to why I think that this was a great movie. One, the fight scenes. The fight scenes were really good in this movie. The 3D imagery and the cinematography effects of the fight choreography was really good. Definitely when Captain Marvel was able to fully utilize her flight powers, some of the space and air battles in the movie was definitely some of Marvel's best, and I wouldn't be surprised if it would go down as some of the best fight choreography throughout the entire year. Surely, you know, movies like the Avengers and whatnot is going to top it, but for what it presented, I think this is really top notch when it comes to Hollywood blockbusters. Also, another really cool aspect of the movie, you know, I think my main thing is, you know, if you've watched any of my movie reviews before, blockbuster superhero movies live and die by how good the villain is. Now, you really start to get into spoiler territory with the villain in Captain Marvel, so I'm not going to get too much into it, but definitely understand that this villain, or once the villain is revealed per se, that it is really, he ends up really being a top-notch villain, and I cannot wait to see what holds for a sequel to Captain Marvel, or maybe even in the Avengers. I think it's really exciting, and I cannot wait to see what else the story has in store. I mean, it really tied the story together and brought it full circle from where she was at the beginning to by the time they were wrapping up the story. Really did a good job. So applause for the villain of Captain Marvel. 3, definitely the story in a whole, like Captain Marvel's relationships with a young Nick Fury and her friend, the pilot that is her best friend. I cannot think of her name, but her, Nick Fury, and the villain, the relationships that they have with Carol Driver's character is essential for her development within the entire realm of the story. And I feel like the storyboard creators did a really fine job, you know, wrapping all their stories into one narrative for Captain Marvel to explain where she was from the beginning of the movie, of her losing her memory, to the end of where she was, of being able to utilize her full power. So definitely applause to them for being able to drive that point home. Definitely another point that is a really good aspect of the movie is the development of a young Nick Fury and a young Agent Coulson. It was so good to get them back into the Marvel movies. Their absence has definitely been missed, and seeing them together again in Captain Marvel was definitely a welcomed addition, and I hope they are able to figure out a way to bring them back for more Marvel movies. I mean, we know Nick Fury is back for Spider-Man. I hope that they are able to figure out a way to bring Agent Coulson back as well, because man, his quips and entertainment is sorely missed from the earlier Marvel movies. And I don't know what's going on at Disney, man, how they're able to make these older actors seem so young, but what they did with Samuel L. Jackson's character in this one is freaking legendary. The man is going on 60 plus years old. I mean, he honestly, he doesn't really look 60 years old, but what they were able to do with giving him hair and just making his facial features just look younger, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So yeah, Now, if we wanted to go into some negative, kind of minor critiques of the movie, Brie Larson's portrayal of Captain Marvel was a little bit questionable at times. I feel like the delivery of some of her lines and her emotions in some of the most pivotal emotional scenes was kind of a little bit lackluster. Some of them just came off flat, in my opinion. Definitely in some of those, just those bang out, those emotional, you really wanted to feel the emotion. I feel like if she'd have just brought a little bit more, that would have helped the film tremendously and brought it up to that AAA territory out of that average, kind of subpar. Maybe if I was the director, I definitely would have been like, cut. No, Brie, just give me like a little bit more, just a smidge more, man. Yeah, definitely. Other than that, though, I really enjoyed every other aspect of the story. It wasn't really a character in particular that got on my nerves in this film. I pretty much liked all of the characters, man. It was really a good film. I really do think that it's definitely not my favorite Marvel film, not by a long shot. I mean, that still belongs to the likes of Captain America, Winter Soldier, Civil War, Black Panther, the original Avengers, so on and so forth. I will probably put, Captain Marvel maybe towards the middle of the Marvel pantheon. So definitely better than like Thor 2, the original Captain America, Guardians 2, Ant-Man 2 per se. Yeah, but like I said, definitely not a letdown. So don't let some of these Marvel heads, some of these comic book heads, fill your brain up and dissuade you from going to see the movie, because it's definitely worth going to see the movie on your own and formulating your own opinion to see how you feel about it, especially if you've been following the character for years. If you've been reading the comic books or just watching all these movies for the last decade, I'm telling you, go see this movie. There's no reason why you should not go see it. And there's also a lot of cool 90s references to the movie as well, because as we all know, the movie does take place in the early 90s. So, I mean, it was a Blockbuster reference, it was a Fresh Prince reference. So, for all you 90s kids, such as myself, that was a really cool tidbit to include that in the film. And as always, there's some awesome after credit scenes as well. There are two. Just like with always, those are absolutely awesome. So definitely make sure you stay and catch those. Don't miss out, because they definitely give really cool preludes to Avengers Endgame. We only have one more month, so definitely make sure you stay up and wait for that, because they are awesome. Also, and then to close out, some really cool cameos from Stan Lee too. I mean, it was awesome. Equally sad too, because this is probably some of the last cameos that we will see from him in the films. I know he has a cameo in Avengers Endgame as well, but I think after that might be the final one. So very sad, very, very sad. But it was definitely really cool to get a nod from him in the film. And a really cool thing that was in my theater as well, there was a monument to him at the beginning of the film, and about 5 or 6 people like screamed out "Thank you, Stan," or "Thanks, Stan," and just clapped, and it was a standing ovation for Stan Lee in my theater when we went to go see this movie. So that was really awesome. So a shout out to my fellow Marvel fans that gave that to Stan when we went to go see Captain Marvel. So it's awesome. If I had to rate the movie, I would definitely go 8 out of 10. That's right, I would go 8 out of 10 for Captain Marvel. Definitely an above average movie, not a C movie. I would definitely go a B plus movie. So, and with that, I think we will go ahead and finish our review. So, as always, if you like the movie, do me a favor and hit that like button. At the making of this video, we are at 859 subscribers. So that means we are only 141 subscribers away from hitting the golden grill of 1,000. So thanks everybody for the support of the channel. I can't even express how appreciative I am for everybody's support. And as always, you can follow me at youtube.com/markjack79. I am also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at markjack79. So please, if you don't mind, if you can follow me on those social media networks as well, I would really appreciate it. But that subscribing to the YouTube is the most important, man. That is definitely the most important. And if you don't mind, so for my next couple of videos, whichever you want to see first, so I will leave it up to you guys. So if you want to comment below on what you want to see first, so for Dragon Ball Z fans, I either have a review of the SH Figure Arts The Great Saiyaman coming up, or do you want to see a review of the Marvel Captain Marvel review. So whichever one you want to see first, just comment down below, and I will get right to that and get it posted up tomorrow. So, all right, man. Until then, I will see you guys on the next one. Go see this movie, and I will see you guys on the next one. Catch you later. Bye.